Good morning, and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And welcome into Coffee Ann on this Friday morning. It is January 20th. Thanks for joining us. We have a full Coffee Ann panel this morning. My name's Joe Callahan. Dave Richards is here. Hi there, Dave.
I am. Hello there. Hi, Joe.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
We've got a full panel today.
We do. Melissa Murray's here. Hi, Melissa.
Good morning.
And our two guests today, we'll introduce them. Ellis Cooper, Director of Operations for the Boys and Girls Club. Good morning, Ellis.
Good morning, everyone.
And Sam Lawrence, Development Officer with the Boys and Girls Club.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Sam. Nice to have you both here. And we're going to get to the Boys and Girls Club in just a minute, but I got something for Melissa right off the bat. Put your state senator hat on for just a second here, because we got a note that was called in. Someone's not happy. Area news last night, and this is an ongoing for Rhode Island residents being pushed out of their living dwellings because of outrageous laws with power of landlords over tenants. Okay. They increase dollars when they wish at no limit with the incredible laws of evicting you at their leisure. Yes, at their leisure. I mean, this sounds like a joke, but it's the law in this state. Isn't this absurd? Come on, Governor McKee, General Assembly, take a real good look at this. It's pathetic. Are you up to date on the whole tenant-landlord thing going on in Rhode Island?
So the tenant-landlord laws are, so tenants will tell you that the laws are skewed towards landlords, and landlords will tell you that the laws are skewed towards tenants. But I think the real issue here is inflation, and that people are being priced out of their homes, and people are getting exorbitant increases in rent because there's no rent control and there's no cap on how much rent the landlord can raise. And there's some really great landlords out there, but there's also big companies that are buying up multiple units, especially within the city, and they'll own hundreds of units in the city. And so they'll raise the rate and they'll say, well, that's the market price, but they're actually setting the market price. So there are some laws out there that will be submitted. One of them is eliminating the application fee, which can be anywhere from like $30 to $75 per adult.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you don't get the apartment yet, but you got to pay that.
Just to
For us to consider
just
you.
to apply.
Yeah, you don't get that back
They don't
if
even
you-
even get considered.
Wow.
So there's that. I know that some folks have been talking about capping rent increases at 4%.
Yeah, they did all this in New York City. You know what
Yeah.
it did? It just made places crummier to live because the landlords wouldn't keep them up.
I think
Because it's all dollars and cents for the investors. And if you're going to, okay, government will step in and now you can't get that money from your tenants, where's it going to come from? So you just don't spend the money and the tenants end up in a crummier place. There's not a lot of solutions to this.
Yeah, and then the solutions that are presented are really tough, and they're going to be tough to be passed because no matter what you put forth, someone's going to say, I don't like that, of course. But
Right.
this is a crisis. There is a housing crisis. People are being priced out of their homes at every single level. People are cost burdened, whether they're renting or owning right now, especially in Woonsocket. But in my opinion, a huge part of that for us here is and has been for a while now, these out-of-town landlords who just scooped up properties when they were cheap and can basically do whatever they please.
So whatever they want.
Yeah, it's a huge, huge problem.
Okay.
If you've been
I don't.
If you've been paying attention to the city council meetings, you know what's happened to the taxes.
Oh yes, yes.
Quadruple in some cases.
Yeah, through the roof.
And where's that money going to come from? You got to go to the tenants for it. The tenants
Right.
can't
Yep.
come up with it. So what are you going to do? You got to find tenants who can.
Difficult.
So life isn't fair.
This portion of the Coffee Ann program, by the way, is being sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. Dave, do you have up on their website what's going on at the chamber?
No, I use my emails from the chamber, which flood my inbox and tell me all kinds of different things like that. The website, frankly, I haven't had any reason to go to because everything comes right to me. I don't have to go to anything as a member of the chamber. I have the latest one, the latest events list, like coming up next Tuesday, the HR Roundtable. Those fine, studious, and wonderful people down in the General Assembly put this Pay Equity Act compliance in, once again, nailing Jello to the wall and trying to enforce morality. They have put this burden on employers here in Rhode Island, and they say it's the Pay Equity Act. They don't really call it what it is. They just call it something nice that nobody can disagree with. If you don't understand it yet, don't worry about it. The fines are coming. If you'd like to understand it, the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce sympathizes and empathizes with you. There is a Zoom call at noontime next Tuesday. Take only an hour. They will explain it all. And if you were a member of the Chamber, you would have a nice little email here with a big friendly blue register button. And all you got to do is just click on that, and by golly, you're in. On the 26th next week, that's Thursday, the Women's Business Council and the emerging leaders will unite in networking at the Narragansett Brewery. It says nothing about free samples, but it's 5 to 7 p.m. next Thursday. Then, on the following Wednesday, February 1st, it's Welcome Wednesday, Networking Coffee Hour, Big Brothers and Sisters is where it's going to be. It's sponsored by Washington Trust and Providence Business News. And at the end of February, mark your calendars for the 32nd annual celebration. They used to call it the Chamber Annual Meeting. They just call it the 32nd Annual Celebration now at Bally's Twin River Lincoln Casino Resort. We'll tell you more about that as the day approaches. The Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, 334-1000. Joe?
Very good. Thanks, Dave. And we invited Ellis and Sam for the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, we're finally going to let them talk?
To join us here on the Coffee and program to talk about the new Boys and Girls Club. And we have the story on the front page of today's call of you guys getting the $2 million check, courtesy of U.S. Senator Jack Reed, right here from Rhode Island.
It looks like Lisa's giving him the check, but that was federal, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Who planned that? Who planned that picture? But anyway.
Well, these things sometimes are unplanned.
So Ellis or Sam, you guys decide who's going to answer. What's the $2 million going to go
just
towards?
Points.
Yeah.
So the $2 million is going to go towards construction costs of the new building. Mm-hmm. It's a project
which went up about $2 million from your original estimate, right?
Yeah, it did. So
there you go.
When we purchased the building in January of 2020, we had budgeted it as a $4 million project. And then COVID happened, and costs increased, and supply chain issues dragged on the timeline. And so
Inflation,
absolutely. And by the end of it, we're looking at about a $6.5 million budget for the space.
Wow.
Without increasing, kind of the scope of the project. But this money from the feds will absolutely help us get over the finish line and be able to serve so many more kids in Northern Rhode Island.
All right.
because it'll go to take the pressure of debt off the operations, Joe.
Right.
Anybody can buy something. Can you afford to operate it afterwards? And with those kinds of price increases, that would impact operations. So now with this relief from the federal government, operations will be able to maintain at its high level.
So speaking of operations, Ellis, you're the director of operations. You're up and running now.
Yes.
And how many kids do you have coming to the club
so
now?
we have about 142 between our before and after school program that runs 6:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. in the morning. Then the afternoon ranges from 1:30 to 6 p.m. at night. So between that, about 142 kids.
That's
between
great.
All the elementary schools and the two middle schools, Founders, Beacon, and Rise Prep.
But Ellis, what are they doing when they come there?
Sure. So in the morning, it's a little less activity because the kids are coming in, they're waking up. We serve them breakfast in the morning. We have morning trivia activities where they get to hang out with their kids, designated by school. Then in the afternoon, we emphasize big on Power Hour, learning something new for the day, and then programs such as kids love gaming, so we teach them some gaming. Art is a big thing that we do with our STEAM enrichment program. And then just, collaboration with other groups, daily challenges, whether it's decorating the board, decorating your doors. So really trying to give them an idea of just new creativity that they don't get, outside of the walls or somewhere else.
Well, now, the Boys and Girls Club spent a lot of time over on Kendrick Avenue, which is the old Kendrick Avenue School. If I remember, there's 4 levels to that, if you include the basement, right?
Correct.
And so now you're going to maximum of 2 levels, much more spread out, and very centrally located in the city, although it's not far away from where you were.
No, and that's a good thing given, transportation's a big thing for right now for
Sure.
the community, whether it's getting the kids back and forth from school or parents getting kids to the Boys and Girls Club or back from the Boys and Girls Club. So being less than a quarter mile down the road is good. It's very
And
good.
you're not in the residential neighborhood anymore.
Correct. We see good and bad things in that area we're at, and unfortunately the kids see the good and the bad things in that area. So we're
But
presenting
you can't
them.
protect them from everything, but you can guide them into how to accept it and change it.
Correct. You know, we're not going to change, hey, this isn't reality, because reality is reality, but we're giving them a new brand of value, you know, walking into that building. You know, we're still in Woonsocket, but Woonsocket isn't just what you see in that area of it. You know, there's different and better things to come in Woonsocket, and we're just one of the collaborations in the community that can offer, you know, a better environment for some of the kids.
You're right on the corner of Rathbun and Social Street, just in case people don't know where you guys are.
For anybody
And-
over 60 years old, we'll just say Social Quan, they'll understand.
Old racquetball club, old gym,
Yeah.
at some point.
Way
that's
before
right.
that, Pharaoh's Lounge. That's when I came into town.
Yeah.
Melissa, do you have a question for the guys?
No, not a question, a comment. I've toured the facility twice, once last week and then a couple of months ago, I believe, when the Innovation Tech Center got
Sure.
set up, which is great. The Cox donated some equipment and got them set up with a little innovation technology center, which is great. So it was like STEM and science and arts. And I just wanted to make the comment that, you know, a lot of these kids grow up. We know we have old housing stock here in Rhode Island. A lot of these kids grow up in old homes and they go to older schools. It's so nice for them to step in. And if you've ever been in the place, it's so fresh and new and modern and colorful and spacious and bright. And it's really nice for these kids to have something new in Woonsocket because we always seem to be last on the list. But, you know, these kids in this community deserve this new location, and it's really spectacular. And I just want to commend you for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Because
you,
you're,
Melissa.
you know, you're saving kids.
Yeah.
So if there's a parent or a grandparent listening and they want to get their child involved in this, how is there a cost involved, and how do they sign their child up?
Sure. So we have two different ways of signing up. We have a paper application. You know, they can come by the club, take a tour of the building facility, and there's registration. We can give them a paper copy, or there's an online. They can go to bgcnri.org and get information about the Boys and Girls Club of Northern Rhode Island, get an idea of our costs, activities that we do, and to learn more about who runs the program, who's involved in it. There's a lot of pieces. You know, it's not just Sam and I. You know, it's our CEO, our COO, but there's also a lot of
It's
other
not just the
people.
two of you.
It's not
the
just
whole
the two
place.
of us. There's so many people that
140
make
kids,
it.
huh?
Yeah, there's 140 kids, but it's a lot of people, whether they're staff, that make this special. You know, it's a couple people made a good idea, great idea, and they ran with it, and thankfully they stuck with it through hard times, but they really got the right people in the right positions to be successful for the kids in the community.
When the kids come in after school, you feed them as well, don't you?
We do. We feed them snack. The first thing they do is they wash their hands, put their bags in their designated areas. They get a
That's
snack.
important. I'm glad you're teaching them that.
Yeah.
It's not first on their mind, I'm sure.
Well, with the hand washing station that we have in the building,
This
it
thing's
is the
so
first.
cool.
It is the only thing on their mind when they walk
Yeah.
into the building.
Oh, they can't
Yeah,
get
talk a
in
little bit
without
about
washing
that
hands.
because
Oh,
it's so cool.
It's so
It's
innovative.
awesome.
Yeah, so our hand washing station, the kids stand up to it. It's eye height for them, and they just stick their hands in a machine.
Was that the
that's
electronic
full.
one I was? Oh,
Correct.
my goodness. Oh, yeah.
So they want to wash their hands.
There you go.
know, and that's so we dodged that bullet in terms of they don't wash their hands at all in the bathroom. Their soap that's not been used since we did it there because they come right out of the hallway and they jump right into the hand washing station. But we have them wash their hands. They have snack. They do activities. Then we also feed them dinner in the afternoon as well before they go.
What's great about the hand washing station is the temperature of the water. It's not cold. It's the perfect temperature actually because I tried it.
Oh, yeah?
I said this is wonderful. you don't want to take your hands out of it, and it washes it for a good 12 seconds because kids never wash their hands for 12 seconds. So, but now they do, which is fantastic. So
They usually spend more time wiping them off than they
Yeah.
do. So, wow, right?
give it a shot if you get a chance.
Do
to
my
get
thing
one
for
of
the
Boys and Girls
planet.
Club.
I ain't using any water.
All right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program. So, Dave, can you
You
give
guys
us
stick around?
Sure.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Dave, give us another message from the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce.
Short and
please.
sweet this time, Joe, because we had an expanded message last time. 334-1000 is the telephone number for the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, headquartered in Lincoln. After 9 o'clock this morning, they'll answer that number, 401-334-1000. And anyone who answers the phone can tell you how chamber membership will benefit you. Joe?
Thanks, Dave. And comments and questions can be called in to the Coffee and program, 766-1240. More Coffee and coming up. Stay tuned.
For an Allstate agent, providing protection options that fit your life is something they take, well, personally. Allstate agents are committed to learning about your needs and helping customize protection to meet them. From bundling your home and auto insurance with ease to evaluating optional coverage, your Allstate agent can help build an insurance proposal that fits your life. And just as important as learning what you need is learning what you don't. Because helping you get coverage you want with savings you deserve is what Allstate is all about. It's time to get coverage that's catered to you. Are you in good hands? Call Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. One telephone number, 765-5000. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio.
It is Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Dave Richards is here. Melissa Murray's here. Ellis Cooper and Sam Lawrence from the Boys and Girls Club is here
Ellis
as well.
Cooper, not the rock
Not
singer.
Alice Cooper.
Come on.
We couldn't get Alice.
Is that the first time you heard that joke?
No, not the first time.
Okay.
So the upstairs at the club, that's for the younger kids. What age group is upstairs?
5 through 12.
All right. Now downstairs, you're still working on it, and that's going to be where the teens go, right?
Correct.
So what are you working on downstairs at the Boys and Girls
Yeah,
Club?
so downstairs we have a STEAM enrichment program, room designated for it, 2 rooms combined, where we can do numerous activities, whether it's, we make a volcano eruption or and so forth. Kids are learning how to build a computer or put a car together, parts, just learning different things. But that's just the beginning part. We have a culinary arts commercial kitchen we're going to have downstairs, to teach some of the kids how to cook. When they say they don't have things to provide themselves for food, let's put this and this together and let's see how we can make a meal. Just giving them different options outside of resorting to not having anything to eat. We also have an indoor half basketball court for our teens, a music room, recording studio, a theater program with staging for the rooms. Kids that learn different things, whether they want to do improvs, stand-up comedy, just trying to really broaden the opportunity for the kids to do something in the Boys and Girls Club for our teens, because unfortunately they're our target market. They're at a very vulnerable time right now with COVID and recovering from that we really need to will them in to show them the support is here. We're here for you. We've not given up on you. And we just think we have some great ideas to be able to present that for them.
Sam, as the development officer with the Boys and Girls Club, are you the one coming up with all these fun ideas?
No, my role is more on the fundraising and communications piece.
Oh, okay. Like marketing almost. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Yep. So it's been my responsibility to find funding opportunities for this new space since I started back in March. One of those funding opportunities included the $2 million that we received from the federal government. Other opportunities are from local funders in the community. And so what's really great about this project is it's community funded. This wouldn't exist if the community didn't want it, because there wouldn't be any money for it. And so I'm really excited that when we have our grand opening later this spring, when you walk through the halls, you'll see the names of all of the different funders on some of the rooms that they've sponsored, and also we'll have a master donor plaque right when you walk in.
Oh,
so
super.
So as long as you gave more than $250 towards the project, you'll see your name on that plaque. And that's really great because it just shows the whole sense of community and all of the different people that came together to make this possible.
Are you the one that has to be more of a liaison between you and the city administration? Do you have workings with mayor's office is what I guess I'm asking.
Yeah, I partner with the CEO and our COO in working with the local administration and also at the state and federal level.
And that's working out well for you, because I see the mayor's in the pictures here in the paper. So she must be happy that you're in your new space and you're
Plus
up and
Melissa
running.
was there.
Absolutely,
And
yeah.
Melissa was there.
Our local reps, our state reps, they've all been
The whole delegation was there as well.
Beautiful.
They've been extremely supportive of the project. We really couldn't ask for better partners to work with.
Has the governor been in to check it out yet?
Only a few dozen times.
Really? Yeah. Because I know that he was very interested in private conversations. But, with the demands on his time these days, I didn't know if he had time to go.
No, he has attended. He was most recently there in September for a fundraising event that we held in the new space. And he has been a supporter of the project from the very beginning. When we were just the Cumberland Lincoln Boys and Girls Club, his father started that club. And so, as we merged with Woonsocket and expanded our operations, he stayed very interested. And he really loves to see the progress that's been made.
Excellent. Do you have the since you're in cooperation with the Cumberland Lincoln Boys Club, do they have the same Boys and Girls Club, I should say? Do they have the same kind of programs down there as you have in Woonsocket, or is it completely separate?
I mean, we run some of the same programs. There's different opportunities in Cumberland, with the full basketball court inside, the outside area. But, in terms of the programs, the STEAM enrichment programs, furthering education with our power hour, the snack, dinner, all that stuff is the same. We have different staff, but our mission is the same. So that doesn't change. We offer the exact same support, energy, activities, because we find it's going to be successful for the kids down the road.
Okay. When I was in it the other day, you showed me around Ellis, and it's the upstairs, and you got it separated by age group. So the 5 and 6 year olds are at one part of the building, while the 11 and 12 year olds are someplace else, right?
Yeah. So we have 2 wings. We call it the wings. We say the younger kids start in the yellow wing and they get promoted up to the blue wing to give them some sort of value.
Okay.
Some sort of urgency to want to stay and get to that other side. In their minds, they think there's something else different on the other side, bigger and better than them.
Well, not only that, from a practical management standpoint, people with different abilities and different interests as they mature are going to want to be with those of that age.
Correct. We couldn't have them all just together, so we had to have our 5 and 6s broken down, our 7s separate rooms, our 8s in a separate room, 9s in a separate room. Just because maturity-wise, it's all different now, especially with COVID and recovering from that. All kids have different needs, so combining multiple ages isn't the first step to trying to get these kids the support they need.
Okay. Now with 140 kids there, how many names have you memorized?
I memorize all of them. All of
Do
our
ya?
staff know all the kids.
They do?
They're
Oh, good.
such
That's great.
fun and inviting kids. They're great kids. There's that stigma that I don't want to send my kid to Woonsocket.
Yeah.
Or there's bad kids in Woonsocket. They don't behave. That's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I can just say it's a sample for 142 kids. But they're great kids.
Mm-hmm.
All kids just have different needs, and we just need to meet those needs for those kids. And breaking them into groups age-wise is an opportunity to do that. Not that it solves a problem, but it's a step in the right direction to get that solved.
All right. And so kids can be dropped off there before school in case parents have to get to work.
Yeah.
And so they're just picked up to go to school by the school bus.
We provide transportation.
Oh, you do
so,
it?
Oh, yeah.
They get dropped off.
Did you see those nice friendly buses in the parking lot?
Yeah.
Block the way. They come in on Rathbun.
That's right.
So they get dropped off as early as 6:30.
Okay.
And we have different schools. So some schools, like the middle school, get dropped off at 7:20. Founders and Rise Prep leave around 7:45, and then elementary starts to leave around 8:30.
That's good, because I was wondering, boy, that must have, if you were using the school system buses, what a logistic nightmare that must have been. But
Yeah.
But if you're doing it yourself, a lot smoother. Getting the kids to school.
I think it could be smoother for using the school system, like Durham, for example, because the kids are already incorporated onto the buses.
Right.
We have more kids. We've gained more kids since we've come into the new facility, and it's tough, making sure we can abide by every kid. If we have more than 13 kids that go to one school, it makes it very tough because our limit on that bus is 13 to get a kid to school.
Now, we haven't had it happen yet, this school system, but what happens on a snow day and school is canceled?
Sure.
What's the procedure?
It's case by case, really. If we have too much snow where a school can't operate, we most likely can't operate. But if there's like April vacations where the school vacations,
Right, then you're
we're
geared
generally
up.
open full day.
Okay.
So we try to be an extension of the school department, and for the families at home
And
there's
what
no
a
gap.
what a value for the families knowing that the kids are okay.
Yeah, we want to make sure that's what we want every family to know.
Right.
That their kids are safe. They have a place to go where they have food, they have support, and people are focused on them. We're not just watching the kids; we're engaged with the kids.
Oh, yeah.
We can put kids in a room and say, "Hey, I'm watching them," but being engaged in every activity they're doing is the right way to do it.
I think that the pandemic has taught us, Joe, that socializing skills and all that, the basic needs of people of the human species and the way the young come up and everything. I know that there's people out there who say, oh, well, gee whiz, I don't want to use child care. I don't want to send them away people. I don't know these people. I'm not sure how the kids are going to be raised. I don't know what kind of experiences they're going to have. And to me, I think you're just over worrying about it, because if the youngsters will get out there in the world, meet other kids in different situations, be away from home, they will grow up faster and better than if they're just staying at home, my opinion.
And be more mature, right?
I agree.
Well, I believe so. And just like travel will mature a youngster. You know, we saw it with our own daughter, because we had family out of state and we would be constantly traveling. And she really became quite a worldly. We've shared private conversations, Joe, where she just said, "Oh, no, I think I'm going to do this." And then she just goes and does it. And you look at her and say, "You're doing it by yourself?" Yeah. And she's successful at it.
All right.
Great. Melissa wanted to say something.
Yeah, so I was going to say that one thing that really struck me when I toured the downstairs, and you talked about, you have showers for the kids, and you have had washers and dryers.
Yes.
You know, so you teach them how to cook, but you also teach them how to use the washer and dryer to wash and dry their clothes, because
Personal responsibility.
yeah,
Yeah.
all those things like that. But it's also an opportunity for kids who maybe don't have the ability to use those things at home to, wash their clothes, bring them in, and showers. I mean, those things are important to have access to those.
Correct. And just as much as it's teaching them personal responsibility, beyond personal responsibilities, they just don't have access to it. On the weekend or during the week, you can see kids carrying their laundry bag with their parents or their guardian to the laundromat to do their laundry. Then they go back in an hour. And it's not just for the kids. We're a community building. As much as we are a Boys and Girls Club, we want to represent the community in Woonsocket. It's not just with the kids. It's for our community partners. It's for the families that are out there. So we have showers. Yes, ideally we want kids to know they have access to it. Some kids don't have hot water. They don't have hygiene products, and we want to know, let them know, hey, this is what we have here for you, and it's for you because you're special. You're not just another kid. You're not just another statistic. You mean something to this world, and we want you to get the best out of that. So we're a community building, and the idea, that what Gary Ribello and Nick Rogers, they put into the ideas of having stuff like that in the building is really touching on who type of people they are, and it's for the community. So we have showers downstairs. We have laundry. We'll have a food pantry during the day. So if people want to come and get food, hot food, they can do that. They don't need to have a membership. They don't need to give us their information. We don't need their identification. We just want to know, hey, this is a place for you, to let you know, hey, we want something. If you need something, if we can provide it, it's here for you.
Looking down the road, are there any plans that are in the works now for this coming summer to do with the kids?
Well, we're do a summer program, so we're there
do?
full day, 6:30 in the morning and 6 p.m. during the summer. So summer is it's a busiest time for us.
Yeah.
But it's the funnest time for the kids because we get them for a whole day.
Yeah.
We don't get them for just 2 hours in the morning and 4 hours in the afternoon. So we do a lot of field trips. I'm trying to incorporate things for kids that they want to do, where they go bowling. They go to the movies every week. Go to the aquarium.
Walk down to the park and play baseball? No?
Kids realize,
You can
getting
walk down
outside
to the
is
park
good.
now.
Yeah. But we try to get the kids out and do stuff adventurous and fun that they've not done. We want to do a visit to the city hall and to the state house. Just stuff that they've never even thought
to do.
Yeah. But it's good for them to get out and know who's helping them and who's supporting them in the community.
Don't forget Worcester Red Sox baseball games.
Worcester Red Sox. We're definitely going to get them to a Worcester Red Sox game. I can assure you that.
All right, very good. All right, so this is the Boys and Girls Club. They're on the corner of Rathbun Street and Social Street. They are now open and they have 142 kids, but there's room for more, right?
There is room for more.
All right,
And,
and the
we'll
teens,
we'll find room.
And the teen section will be open soon.
Yes, hopefully, a month and a half we're up and going.
All right, that'll be great, and more great stuff will be coming over there. I suggest that you pop in and check it out, especially if a youngster, and have them take advantage of everything that they offer at the Boys and Girls Club. Ellis Cooper and Sam Lawrence, thanks for coming in to the Coffee and program today. This has been
thank you guys so much.
great
Thank you for
information.
having us.
And after you take your trip to Barbados with that $2 million, feel free to come back. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it all
Somebody's
goes to
gonna
the
believe you,
business.
Callahan.
It all goes for the construction costs, right? There you go. Absolutely. All right. More Coffee Hands coming up. Stay tuned.
When you're a Mountie, you can be anything. At Mount St. Charles Academy, middle school and high school students are inspired to expand their talents and use their skills to serve others. Students benefit from award-winning academics, religious, and service-based learning and take part in a wide variety of extracurricular activities, including competitive athletics, diverse clubs, and the fine and performing arts. Begin your Mount journey and apply today. Get started at mountstcharles.org.
So you're remodeling your home and you want to find just the right flooring. So off you go to DRL Carpet. Why? Because they have the best selection and prices in Rhode Island and Massachusetts. That means you don't have to wait. Plus, it means you can get it installed now. So first you get the best price, next you get the best service, and you get the best selection. Whether you're looking for carpet, tile, hardwood floors, the place to shop is DRL Carpet, 27 Veterans Way, Woonsocket, next to World War II Veterans Memorial Park. DRL Carpet reminds you there's a big difference between getting the job done and getting the job done right. DRL Carpet of Woonsocket.
Time for the weather forecast being brought to you by Unbound.org.
A 90% chance of snow, mainly before 4 p.m. today. High of 35 degrees, north wind. New snow accumulation during the day has been revised to less than a half an inch. Tonight, a 40% chance of more snow showers, mainly before 11. Cloudy skies all night long, with a low of 26 and a north wind. New snow accumulation less than a half an inch possible overnight. Saturday's weather partly sunny with a high of 36. Sunday, a 30% chance of some rain in the afternoon, mostly cloudy with a high of 40. Monday, an 80% chance of more rain before 4 o'clock, and then a chance of snow between 4 and 5. High of 43 degrees, breezy with winds up to 35 miles per hour from the northwest on Monday. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 40. Wednesday, a 60% chance of rain and snow likely, cloudy skies, 46. And on Thursday, a 40% chance of more rain, mostly cloudy, and 42.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, cloudy skies and 35 degrees. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world, and it will change your own. Unbound.org. Hi, this is Joe Callahan, your maitre d' inside the Tiki Bar, heard Monday nights at 6 on ON Radio. It's 1 full hour of Jimmy Buffett music. The Tiki Bar is brought to you by Attorney Bob Lauder, the Carew Investment Group, Pepin Lumber, and Family Discount Furniture.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
This portion of the Coffee and program is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
It is Coffee In here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here, along with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray, and we're being joined by Rich Lane from American Legion Post 85.
Rich has got the
Good
rooster
morning.
on today.
Yeah, I got the rooster on.
He's
So-
got his American
I got-
Legion cap with the rooster on the
That's
front.
right.
I left my Bruins hat in the car.
They're doing really
They
well.
won again last
I
night.
know it, huh?
Oh,
Unbelievable.
it's fantastic. Rich, tell us updates on what's going on at Post 85 over there on River Street.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit in advance, but I mentioned last week that we're gearing up now for Purple Up, the month of April, where we look at Kids Serve 2. So it's about the military kids, the month of April, and just if you're really interested in wanting to have a real good time, mark down on your calendar the date of April 15th. We are having a comedy show and a dinner before the comedy show. All the proceeds going towards the Purple Up program, and it's only $20. They're gonna
Dinner and a show for 20
dinner
bucks?
and a show, dinner and a comedy show for $20. So and from what I'm being told, it's a one thing I don't get enough of at my house, my mother used to make it all the time, God rest her soul, American chop suey. I love American chop suey.
Me too. And I used to make it all the time too,
Yep.
but I don't anymore. So, I
So
try
that'll
to-
be the meal that night.
That's
so
great
with,
to know.
with salad and but like I said, for $20, where are you gonna go, sit down, get a bite to eat, and see a good comedy show later? So April 15th, keep that on your calendar, and keep the entire month of April, because I know at the beginning of April we're gonna have a ham dinner. At the end we have a spaghetti supper, and it kind of all ties in. But the great thing about Purple Up is that every dime that we make, I mean, Purple Up is a nationwide thing during the month of April, but every dime that we make stays right here in Rhode Island for military children in Rhode Island. April 15th. That'll I'll have a couple of tickets running around here for you guys. So
right.
we'll take care of you.
And we put the information on our events page on our website as well. So if anyone wants to go there, they can get the information on our page as well,
And our
I-
social medias, too.
on our social medias.
And another thing I'm doing is I know about a month or so I mentioned something about we didn't have like any honor guards.
Yeah.
Right.
For the military in town. So, in fact, after I've gotten permission from the board of directors at the Legion to go out and start putting together, seeing how much uniforms are going to cost and things like that. So, in fact, when I leave here today, I'm going to be on my way to a local warehouse and take a look at prices. So, hey, hopefully within the next month and a half or so, no big rush, but we're trying to get together some nice looking uniforms. I mean, we looked pretty good when we were out at the Mount about a month back at that hockey thing with our flags and our nice suits on and everything. But you need something more uniform, something more military
If you
looking.
need some
so-
help raising money, let us know here at the station.
I will. I appreciate that. But you want to know the biggest news I have?
What's the big
Yeah.
news, Rick?
And I'm not going to let names go right now because I gave a very passion plea last week for a vehicle. See, you guys are all smiling. You
We're
do.
smiling
it.
because we found out about it last
yeah.
week.
Yes, yes.
It's
And now it's
exciting.
time to tell everybody.
Well, I don't know if we should let the names go out right now.
Oh, no.
because- Well, they said.
Say what happened.
Well, I wanted. I was making a passion plea for a vehicle, like I've done a couple of times when I've had this microphone in front of me, and I'm sitting down at the Legion post after I leave the station last week, and the telephone rings down at the post, and the person on the other end, who you all know, and like I said,
That's
we're not
right.
going to let names.
Somebody heard you on the radio.
That's right, and they
And
said,
responded.
just wanted to let you know that a certain individual dealership is going to make a donation of a vehicle to the American Legion post. And of course, I'm sitting there going, yeah, right.
Always gonna be skeptical first.
Yeah, who is this calling me down at the post? But and I've just.
But it's true, huh?
No, but it was
It's
for real.
It's for real.
It was
for
And he said it might not be tomorrow, it might not be next week, it could be the next.
They're looking for a vehicle and they'll
But
get
it's
you.
coming. Wow.
That's right. So can you imagine that? And for any of you veterans out there that have in this area that have struggled trying to get the VA to pick you up to go to your appointment and everything, I'm hoping that within the next month or so we can announce that all you got to do is call American Legion Post 85. We're going to try like heck to make your visit to your VA appointment. And the thing that's nice about it is that when we get this vehicle, we don't have to worry about being subject to anybody else. Let's say I got a veteran that, heck, him and his wife can't get out of the house and they need to go to a grocery store.
Right, right.
We
can use this car.
We can do that.
Yeah.
That
Right.
This vehicle is going to belong to us. And another thing, you're always worried about, okay, do I need a special type of license to be? We checked with our insurance companies the other day, and we ain't going to need anything special as far as licenses or just to register
Yeah, 'cause
it.
it's
or-
not a big bus. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
a vehicle,
Like
right.
we're not. It's not for hire. It's not for profit. It's to help. So I'm reluctant ever to release benefactor names because
Well,
as
just
soon
not,
as
there'll be a time for that.
as soon as you let
It's
it
not
go,
a
guess what it does? Like
Falls apart.
no, it doesn't fall apart.
Other
Everybody's
folks
going,
are
I think I'll go to them and I'll
Oh.
try to get what I want too,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I want I want them
There'll
to
be
feel
a time, a presentation time. There'll be
Yeah.
thank yous, appropriate press coverage, and everything
That's
else.
right.
Right
That's
now, we just want to say that
It's coming.
we're-
Yeah.
I felt. I was in Newport when I got the message, and Joe told me what had gone on, setting up for a television show with a crew. And so I wasn't even in town. I had to leave right after the show last Friday. And when Joe told me what was going on, I said to myself, God bless, I love that radio station. Because this is what we're here to do, to try to connect people and bring people together. And God bless it, it happened last Friday. The right person was listening, had the right idea, knew the right people,
Yep.
and it looks like it's going to be just exactly what you guys had dreamed of down there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, when the commander ever came in, I gave him the, hey, come here, I got something I want to share with you. And he was just, Bobby LaForte, our commander down there, he is just, I don't know of anybody that probably has ever done as much work down at
He's
that
a worker.
post in the last
He's a
5
worker.
years. And Melissa's met Bobby and Nikki, you know, and they're
Me
just
too,
such-
yeah.
yeah, and you have David, and they're just great people, and they do it from the heart. They're not looking for anything in return. So if you're listening out there, Bobby, yes, I am kissing your behind. So, you know, but
They're
you
a
know,
dynamic duo.
they are, and they do so much. And you know, his wife Nikki with the Ladies Auxiliary, she does so much for the community. You know, and I don't think people really know what she does because she's not out there bragging it. She just puts her nose to the grindstone and does the work. So, but we're looking forward to that vehicle, and as soon as it's ready, believe me, we're going to let you know. And like I say, any veteran out there that you're because it's so hard for them to, especially to get a ride, especially now and it
Go
it's
through
a-
the system.
yeah, it's a good thing now for our veterans, of course, because you're not just stuck going to a VA facility, and if they can't see you for every treatment you need for 2 months, you have the option now of the VA directing you to go toward a non-VA doctor. So
And how do you get there?
And how do you get there? That's right. So if and the transportation is out of Providence. So when you're in the northern section of Rhode Island like this, it's not that they don't want to, but the vehicle's tied up.
Yeah.
So it's just going to give us, I can't wait.
Just one more option.
You get a chance to meet me too, because I'm probably going to be one of the drivers down there. So.
All righty then.
Yes, that should be real exciting, right? But thank you for allowing me to, to come on the air like that. And like you just said, Dave, that's what your station is all about, trying to get the word out and help people.
That's
and
my
in this
reward.
and in this case, you did it.
That's my reward, Rich, and I'm just delighted.
All right, other things going on. We'll get Melissa's take on this. The governor has submitted.
Gonna pick on you again, Melissa.
the state budget, $13.75 billion with a B.
Yes.
Right off the bat, is that enough?
Never enough.
According to some folks, it's never enough. No. So it includes the usage of a lot of rescue funds that we need to use up within a certain time. It's a kind of like a use it or lose it kind of a thing. So I was on the call yesterday morning, and it was kind of an overview.
Did you get the book yesterday afternoon?
I did not get the book.
No chance to read it yet, huh?
No. So this is the thing. You have access online now, and you can scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. I like the book, so I can read it, put a tab there, go back, write my questions. I
Dog
want
ear
the
something.
paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the paper, and I know we're trying to get away from the paper, but when you're looking at something that has a volume like that, you really want to have it in
And
front of your hands.
complex, too.
Yeah, right.
And you got sections that reference other sections.
And there are a bunch of articles like human services, education. So it's really it's beneficial to have it on paper. But I did kind of scroll through yesterday, preliminary. This is budget weekend for all the folks in the General Assembly. But I think I heard some good things at the governor's speech about education. Has been my passion. Some bills that I've been putting in for years to change the fair funding formula for urban communities like Woonsocket. I believe that those are partially included in the budget, which is a great thing. I got to do a deep dive, But this budget should benefit the Woonsocket school system, and that's really exciting because it's long, long overdue.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and
There's a
program.
guy down in Foster, Mr. Chippendale, who disagrees with you.
Oh yes, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Any of the rural towns are not going to agree with something that
course.
helps
Right.
the
There will
urban
be-
towns.
And there will be winners and there will be losers. So, it just because it's in the budget doesn't mean that it's going to stay in the
Well, of
budget.
course,
There'll be negotiations. You have to fight to keep
what you want.
in the things that you want. And, I'm not the only one. I'm one of 38, and that's just on the Senate side. So let the talks begin.
All right. Break time on Coffee and right now. This segment of the Coffee and program has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
Since its founding in 1996, the Valley Breeze has been the trusted source for local news in the Blackstone Valley. Our readers and advertisers understand that shining a light on all aspects of our communities and doing it with some of the best local journalism anywhere makes these cities and towns better places to live in. We believe that truth has value and should triumph over rumors and misinformation. See valleybreeze.com or any of our 5 editions for more on how you can be part of this local news success story.
A message from the Carew Investment Group, 68 Cumberland Street, at the corner of Clinton and Cumberland Streets here in Woonsocket. The Carew Investment Group offers you personal management of investment accounts. Depending on what you're looking for, whether it be to enhance your current income, a 401k rollover, or retirement income, we'll put together a plan for you. We focus on using quality dividend-paying stocks of companies that you know, investment quality bonds, exchange-traded funds, and use the advantages offered by IRAs. You can contact Paul or Ed at the Carew Investment Group anytime for a free no-obligation portfolio review at 765-8880. Our office is at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket, and that telephone number again is 765-8880. You can also email Ed at ed@carewinvestmentgroup.com or visit the website at www.carewinvestmentgroup.com. Securities offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Kathleen LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello or maybe Zapolas right before St. Joseph's Day, Easter breads, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making. So many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Coffee and on ON AM and FM. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Dave Richards, Melissa Murray. Rich Lane is here, and a brandy new report has come out by a company called Scholaroo, whoever they are.
Goody, yeah.
They have ranked Warwick, Rhode Island as the best city in the United States to raise a family. How about that? We're number one. Well,
No,
Warwick
they're
is.
number one, yeah.
Well, nice to be number
Which
one.
is number 0,
Who is
the
number one?
bottom of the heap.
Anyone want to guess?
I saw the story, so
I
I'm
know,
disqualified.
Okay, so you gotta recuse yourself.
So you got to go all over the United States for this.
Well, I'll give you a hint. It's on the East Coast.
And it's
it is
in the
it's in the Northeast.
And it's in the most reviled state in the Northeast.
Yeah. So
Oh.
Go ahead. Guess.
Well, you're looking at me. It's got to be Mass,
And-
right?
no, it's not.
No. The most reviled state in the Northeast.
It's a little south of here.
Yes.
So New York
And-
City.
No, but you're closer. You're getting closer.
As a matter of fact,
Hoboken.
Oh, you're even closer. Newark, New Jersey.
Newark, right,
is the worst.
home of the auxiliary New York Airport.
That's right.
See, I would have
worst
guessed someplace like
airport.
Chicago.
No, they said it's the
I
worst
mean, who
place
would
to
want to
raise
raise
a
a family in
Is
Chicago?
Newark.
I mean,
And their
God.
criteria was nice stuff, right?
Well, safety, health care, finances, education, leisure, quality of life. All lousy in Chicago.
Really?
No, but I'm sure.
And
I'm sure health.
Yeah,
care's
you're
great.
right too, right there.
So, but anyway, just wanted to bring that up. That Warwick, Rhode Island, made the top of the list on that
We
one.
found out about it because they were bragging that 2 cities in
Pennsylvania.
had made the list.
Yeah, Pittsburgh came in 10th out of 152, and Philadelphia came in 43rd.
And in
What
that
about
story
Philadelphia?
where it's talking about the Pennsylvania towns, that's when it said, by the way, the worst is Newark, New Jersey,
And the
New
best.
Jersey, and the best is Warwick, Rhode Island. And I said to myself, oh, come on. These people just, it's like this all the time. Internet can't survive without the good old-fashioned media. Internet will not prosper without this established mainstream media of broadcast and the rest of that. They all say that we're antiquated, they're no good, nobody listens, nobody watches, and stuff. But the internet, watch any television program, look at the commercials. All internet businesses spending millions on what they say.
their
Oh
websites.
no, nobody watches TV or listens to radio anymore. That's why they're spending millions, because they need the people watching and listening to come to their websites. They can't survive without it.
Yeah.
All right.
And clickbait. And clickbait.
No,
Clickbait.
Clickbait. So, click here to see the top 10 worst cities in the United States.
Who would do
No.
that?
People do it all.
You don't know where you're going. If I don't know where I'm going, I don't click.
But click,
Well, that's
click,
you,
click,
though,
click,
Dave.
click,
I
click.
mean-
Everyone, yeah.
A million other people are going to do it. So
Yep, and then you
they
go down a
lost
rabbit
you,
hole,
but
yes.
I don't
Help
care.
it if there's a million stupid people out there. There's 340 million people here. There's 340 million people, so 339 are smart.
All right. A Florida man's admitting in Massachusetts he used electronic skimming equipment
Oh,
to steal
gosh.
credit and debit card information in Massachusetts and other New England states. Luis Angel Naranjo Rodriguez pleaded guilty to multiple counts of bank fraud, wire fraud, identity theft, and other offenses. These are the people that placed those card skimming devices on the gas pumps. I have no idea what these things look like. I would
So
be-
I always check it out when I'm
Yeah.
pumping gas because I always use my card.
Mhm.
And if it
I wouldn't even
even
know what to
looks,
look for.
if you don't pay attention, it's like a
Yeah.
little extension that they just like put it on there. So
Off
if it look
of where you slide your card in?
right, so you're actually putting your card into the
Their
skimmer.
And it's reading it twice.
Yeah.
Correct, and it's reading all your information.
Wow.
So
And
just-
one of them is going wirelessly as an SMS email.
Yeah, he gets a
to
text message.
The creep.
Yep.
Here's this person's card number.
As soon as you said Florida man, I was like, this isn't going to be good.
Well, that's interesting.
All bad stories start with Florida
I could understand
man.
New Jersey.
So I guess the best thing is to use cash.
Always is.
Cash is
except
king.
Cash at
Yeah.
the register, but not many people do it.
Yeah, because they don't want to go and walk
Oh,
over.
oh,
get
God,
out of-
it's
you gotta
20
get out of
feet.
your car. And, yeah, I know. Like, go into the store, and oh my goodness.
Well, I use that
Then you
organization.
got to go back for your change.
But I use an app on a phone to pump gas. So am I in danger as well?
Well,
No.
no, because don't you like? Isn't there like a skimmer? Like you don't actually put it inside
I'm not putting
the
a card
slide. You
inside
like
anything.
slide it on a. I don't know what do they call that little window there. I'm not that computer literate, so I.
No,
The
the,
app on the
the
phone-
skimmers work with physical cards, Joe.
Okay,
Yeah.
then all right, then I'm all set. All right, cool. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, good for me.
Hey, you won't get hacked anytime soon, Joe. You're all
Excellent.
set.
So there's a Walmart employee, not in Florida, but this one's in Texas. He's in custody, accused of stealing thousands of dollars from the cash register. And how they don't think they will not get caught is beyond me.
Right.
They responded
There's
last...
there's fewer cameras at Bally's and Lincoln than there are at the North Smithfield Walmart. They have
not even
cameras.
talking- I'm not
man.
even talking
They
cameras.
have cameras they put right in front of your nose,
Yeah.
showing you it's a camera.
But the people, the managers, count down the registers at least once a day, if not more.
Sure. At
They're
least
gonna
once
they're
a
gonna
night.
know
Sure.
what's
In
short.
between shifts.
Yeah.
Don't you have to take your?
And this guy, I think it's a guy, Alicia. Maybe it's a woman. Elisha.
Could be either.
Alicia Minter has taken more than $11,000 in 9 days. This really sends up a red flag that we're losing this amount of money. Minter reportedly admitted she had stolen $20,000 since November. She's being held in the jail on a charge of felony theft, and has probably been fired.
Yeah. Well, one would hope.
Well, yeah, we don't need you running the register anymore.
Did you see that other scamming thing that somebody was talking about too? I guess they were Walmart or like Target employees or something. They're saying that with these self checkouts now, what some people are doing is they're going in with the gift cards, and they're starting the procedure of purchasing one at the store, you know, like whatever gift card you want to get, want to get it for $50, $100 or whatever, and they're starting to purchase it and then walking away before the final boom to do it. And then the next person comes, and I don't understand the whole thing, but they say this is what's happening. The next person that comes into the self-checkout, they're leaving and they're looking at their receipts, and it's saying like let's say it's a Starbucks gift card and the Visa charge of, and they're looking, well, wait a minute, what's, but the
Right.
person,
So that only
the
works if
person's
the-
walking out
right,
with the
the person
card in
after
front of
you.
them, and the person afterwards is paying
It
for it.
gets put on their bill, but that only
Yeah.
works if the person pays for it and doesn't figure it out, right? So.
Yeah. So I mean, but there are people they're saying to watch out for that when you go into these self-checkout lines. And I don't know about you guys, but I
try not to use them.
refuse. I went one time, and I won't say the store, but I thought that it was great. There was a long line, and the manager comes over to me and he says, "Well, you can come right over here and check out right now if you'd like." I said, "Okay." So I go there with all my stuff, and it's a self-checkout line, and I refuse to do it. I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't like it to do it.
So
either.
I stood there, and the manager said, "Is there a problem?" I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "So who's going to?" He said, "Well, no, it's self-checkout." I said, "But you told me to come over here."
Yeah,
So
do it yourself.
he physically had to come over and do it. It made him angry, but I didn't care.
I have a friend that jokes around on Facebook once a week that he still hasn't received his check from Walmart
Yep,
for,
there you
for
go.
working the checkout this week. And but this was over Christmas time, and I was in line at a CVS Health, and they were saying, "Hey, the self checkout is available down here if anyone wants to use it." So I said to everybody that was in line, Can you check out trying to buy gift cards down there?
Mm-hmm.
No. Then I guess I stand right here, don't I?
Yeah, there you go.
That's just CVS. They don't allow you to buy gift cards at the self-checkout. There, you have to go to a cash register person.
Yeah, in some places I get my military discount, so I can't do that at the self-checkout.
Right. You have to
So,
call
yeah.
someone to. Inevitably, you always have to call someone over to help you.
To
help you. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's the point?
There's a grocery store that has recent labor unrest, and we noticed right after they settled that all of a sudden the self-checkouts don't work right anymore.
Really?
They don't. And so we stopped going to the
Yeah.
self-checkout. We'll just stand in line because I know I'm going to get in the middle of this fight. But they have the software is bad, and it constantly needs attention from a union employee, and you're the one in the middle getting delayed. So I just don't use the self-checkout anymore because it's a battle between the union and management.
We'll have to get Bob Lauder's opinion on this because I've read about lawyers are saying to avoid it as well because the stores can come back after you. And you may be right, but now you're spending money defending yourself of stuff that you didn't shoplift that they're accusing you of shoplifting of.
No kidding.
Well,
So,
they're saying
yeah.
they got people that are the employees, like they got them standing at the exit doors, and then if you go through the self-checkout, they want to stop you at the exit door to check your
Check your
receipt.
receipt. Yeah.
Then you're like, see you later. I'm out of here. You know, God, I mean, then put somebody at the register and have them check me out and do the right thing. And
Hey, we don't need that person.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So, Rich, you might be interested in this. A North Carolina distillery is planning to create a bourbon that's truly out of this world. All right. What they want to do, Mystic Farmer Distillery says it wants to send 5 barrels of its Mystic Gallic whiskey into orbit for 1 year for additional aging. Want to age the whiskey in space. All right. The business, they're working with Elon Musk and SpaceX, Inversion Space, and other companies to help finance, design, and test the launch. Buyers can put down only $75,000 deposit for one of the roughly 1,300 bottles before they are sold for market price. I guess they think they'll be a collector's item. All right. This will be the first commercial product ever to be manufactured in space.
so they're actually going to like
Space bourbon, yes.
So they're going to do all the distillery stuff in space.
No.
They're gonna,
No.
no,
No.
they're
You
just-
caught it too.
They're
You
just
caught it too,
sending
but
it up
that's,
They're gonna
that's
age it.
hyperbole. It's not
They're
being
gonna age it
manufactured
in
in
space.
space.
No,
Yes.
okay.
Right.
so
They're going to age it in space.
It's being
gonna
stored
age-
in space while it naturally ages.
Yeah. but they can say it was aged in space.
Aged in space, yes.
And therefore, we're going to charge $75,000 for a bottle.
I can almost guarantee you that we will not have a bottle of that at the Legion as a top shelf liquor.
Keep this in mind. It's Mystic Galaxy Bourbon. Whiskey, sorry. So keep an eye out for
whiskey.
that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
right.
don't buy it. When the sales rep comes in, hey, do you want a bottle of this? No, I don't think so.
They'll try anything, won't they? No?
Anything to be
I'm
different?
trying to think logically
Keeps
of what
them-
would make it different. Is that if you were in space at zero gravity, it won't be where they're putting it is not going to be zero gravity, but it'd be very, very small gravity. It wouldn't have the same sediment.
Right, because there's no gravity. You're right.
Then it would be shaken up on re-entry. So
Shaken and
who
not
cares
stirred.
about? Who cares? Yeah, right. No sediment.
They're
So-
sending whiskey out in space. I can imagine the reentry is going to be like a, whoa, here we go, man, here we go.
Well, keep it away from the heat shields.
That's right. Yeah, right.
All right, we got to run. So thank you very much for listening in. Our thanks to Ellis Cooper and Sam Lawrence from the Woonsocket Boys and Girls Club. Came in and talked about the Boys and Girls Club today. The great information. Go check them out at bcgnri.org for information on the Boys and Girls Club of Northern Rhode Island. Dave Richards, thanks for coming in.
Been a great time.
All right, Melissa Murray, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And Rich Lane from Post 85, thanks for coming in as well.
Always a lot of fun here. Thank you.
All right, this is Joe Callahan. Have a wonderful day. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do you remember? It's coming up at 9:30.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit